Ryan Day has already accomplished a lot as head football coach of the Ohio State Buckeyes, of course, coming off a national championship in his 6th season as the team's football coach. But he also is wanting to make a greater impact off the field by championing mental health.
Think about the stress and the pressure that guy is under on a daily basis. And his advocacy is rooted in personal experience as well after losing his father to suicide. Adam King from our sister station in Columbus reports.
The trophies reflect his biggest wins.
One reason you get into coaching is to have an impact on young people.
But one of Ryan Day's largest impacts isn't in this room.
A lot of areas to unpack when it comes to mental health.
It's showcased here and shared here.
Told me they were scared, told me they missed their friends.
A family now national champions, always a champion for mental health.
I think the stigma about talking about mental health or saying maybe I need a little help in this area or I'm struggling was a sign of weakness. It's actually a sign of strength.
Day has shared the stories growing up dealing with the loss of his father to suicide.
I think when people hear mental health, and it really happened to me a lot when I first came out with the story about my dad, was like it got heavy. But that's all the way down the river, like we're talking about. Like, let's talk about getting to the point where, you know, if there's something that needs to be addressed, it's treated the right way. In our everyday life, everybody deals with mental health. And building up this resilience is a much different perspective than talking about suicide and overdose.
That word, resilience, it's a major part of the family's focus.
The resilience that our team had to show, you know, some people talk about if we didn't go through the losses we did, would we have accomplished what we accomplished? I still say yes, but I don't think it would have been as dominant. You know, we had to come out the back end of it, but that's just life. And so the more that we can talk about this resilience, I feel like the more that we all understand it, the more we can battle this thing.
The Days have the Resiliency Fund, and along with the Kids Mental Health Foundation, they've donated millions for the next step in mental health.
It's the access part of things and understanding that there are different levels to where we are on this river. And certainly we all see the extreme part of it down the river, but where are we at in the rest of this journey in mental health? And so having the facilities, having the access is going to be critically important, but also just the understanding of where we are in it all.
They share that importance in speeches, in the foundations, but it also shows inside the Woody every day.
I think for our guys to see, you know, the stance that Nina and I take publicly and my family in this mental health space allows them to realize that, hey man, like this is not a sign of weakness, but knowing that it's okay to ask for help and get help, and it's only going to make you a better football player and then eventually a better dad and husband.
The Days don't do it for the applause, but every day the importance of their message shows in Columbus.
The amount of money and time and the spotlight that you've given to mental health, has it ever hit you that you and your family have likely changed, maybe saved hundreds, thousands of lives?
I don't really think about it a lot, but when we do hear the stories of players, some of the stories which you know, the public knows, many of which you don't know. I mean, I got a call the other day that took me off my seat from a parent of somebody who's not in the program anymore, and just talked about how, you know, we saved their son's lives or their life, and it was just one of those moments where you're like, yeah, this is why we do what we do, because you know that's why you get into coaching.
Wow, Adam King reporting. Obviously, cause is very near and dear to him. He puts a lot of time and energy, as does his wife, into this. And as they touched on at the end of the piece, it's made a difference.
What
it's made
a
a big
story
difference
to tell. And
Yeah.
for people who may lose someone to suicide, to be able to see their strength and resilience, that's a key thing, because you can say, all right, you know, they're making it.
Yeah.
I can make it too.
Exactly. Great story. Thank you, Adam, for sharing that.